In 1919, the Henley Royal Peace Regatta was held following the First World War, and we're now here in 2019 to commemorate the King's Cup, but the participation, more importantly, of all of those brave men.
The signal went out about a year ago to gather individuals and athletes from across the single services to form an elite crew for the King's Cup 8.
Australia won the King's Cup in 1919. The stroke of the crew, Clive Disher, he was born in Sale in Victoria. That's where I was born. It's a privilege and an honour to have a connection to the Australian 1919 crew.
Quite unusually, in the case of the King's Cup, after the Australian crew won, they were able to take the cup home to Australia. So in order to commemorate the centenary of the King's Cup, a new trophy has been fashioned, and all of the crews and nations competing have been able to contribute something to the formation of the new cup.
So the United States contributed copper fittings from the USS Constitution. It's currently the longest standing vessel.
To make the King's Cup, Germany contributed a piece of the most famous ship we have at the Bundeswehr, and it's called the Gorch-Fock.
Yeah, so downstream from Henley is the Frogmore Estate. It's the final resting place of Queen Victoria, Prince Albert. So we've taken some metal from the copper roofing.
Australia has contributed brass nameplates from our Australia Memorial Wall, brass doorknobs from the original Australian War Memorial, shavings of the Clive Disher Cup, and shavings of the original King's Cup.
Something a little bit different with the King's Cup this time around is 100 years on we will see mixed gender crews as opposed to the original crews, which of course were all men.
Training in a mixed crew is different in some ways and in many ways completely similar. However, what makes a quick boat is still timeless despite which genders are represented in the boat.
With all our training, it's amazing with the quality that we've come out with.
Like the first day you get on the boat and you're like, what's going on? When you put people together, we all want to make the fastest boat, so no one's going to be focused on their style, it's all our style.
I think it makes the whole race a bit more exciting.
It seems so incredible looking back at the history of our sport, but also the critical role that this regatta played in the rehabilitation of our brave servicemen. I think that the participants will take this experience with them for the rest of their lives.
Previous to this, we've just been training, trying to create the fastest boats just like any other crew has been, but with the speakers and the people who've contributed to the King's Cup, we've really put it into light what type of race that we are rowing for. This is going to be greater than us.
I think it's a really good opportunity for the 8 crews competing to make this event what we want it to be. It's only happened once in history, so in many ways the onus is on ourselves to make it what we want it to be, which is really special.